It is held that all civil organizations should conduct their affairs with total transparency, and the Convocation is no exception. But that doesn't mean we are obligated to show our work to unknown entities such as you. Consider yourself privileged, and behave accordingly. Though I see new creations on a daily basis, here they look at them with a different eye. It will be interesting to observe Hermes at work. If everyone is ready, there are a few creations I need to check on. First, we shall return to the spot where we found our wayward ambystoma. Have care when you step outside a hub, for there may be more unruly creatures about. Ah, see, look, the questing circle has opened. Ooh, I got one of those too. But mine's bigger! Ha 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 ha! Size matters. I move faster. Although I doubt that's true. That would be funny though. That would be, the poor Lalafell and their mounts would be... yes, the Eanthine petiloda, one of the newest species of the ever-popular butterfly. You're still bothered about your robe, don't be. The few specimens we repurpose won't be missed. Ah, so beautiful, petiloda. I hope they make it into the world. All vim and vigor now. When we were discussing his nomination, he was melancholy incarnate. This here is a new species of petiloda we recently set loose. It has been doing very well, managing to maintain a stable existence thus far. If it can see its observation period to the end without issue, we shall release it unto the world. Tell me, do you know the difference between living beings and arcane entities? It is the presence of a soul. If the soul isn't something you can choose to have at will. No, it manifests only in those beings whose forms adhere to the laws of creation, that can endure on their own. Beings that do not fulfill this requirement, such as those spontaneously born of magic or natural phenomena, do not have souls. No matter how much it might resemble flora or fauna, if it lacks a soul, then it is considered an arcane entity. Much like our elected government. So you see, it is not for mankind to decide what is living. That domain lies beyond our manipulation, and it is hubris to assume otherwise. Yeah, so what, you're saying Meteon doesn't have a soul? But come, let us head to the nearby beacon. I have received a report that arcane entities have gathered there. Okay, go. This idyllic gardenscape. Very reminiscent of Ishgard, or Idleshire, whichever the gathering location was. They had floating places too. It's a very pretty environment. Well done, designers. Alright, making our way up here to this little pillar-looking thing. Ah, the electrical bastards. Okay. We're meant to be observing Hermes, but instead we're stuck with Meteon. Well, I suppose she herself serves as proof of his prowess as a researcher and creator both. A fascinating creation, much like yourself, little one. Renowned as Hermes is for his flying life forms, 'tis a rare privilege to be able to see one of his works in progress. Interesting. You're interesting, too. Tell me, how did you find the ambystoma? Ah, yes, lightning pneuma, just as the report said. Although we call this structure a beacon due to its form, it's in fact a magical device. Manipulating the balance of elements, it keeps the isle airborne and maintains the climate thereupon. In the course of its operation, it often sees an internal shift towards a given element. Right now, that element is lightning, which draws the pneuma here to replenish their aether. It appears Metian is busy. Would you care to assist me in her stead and feed the Numa? We're gonna feed the living lightning element? By using this lightning converter, you can harness ambient lightning and focus it into a ball. A veritable feast for our dazzling friends. Okay, go on, give it a try. Okay. Come and get it! Order up. Perfectly done, Saganhoff. Look. See how they gather the feed? How they express themselves through their actions despite their lack of words? Speech is not the sole defining characteristic of a thinking, feeling creature, nor is silence an indication that they do not possess these qualities. I don't know, that bird, though. Be it a soulless arcane entity such as the Iznuma, or an ephemeral life form such as the Pedaloda, all seek to perpetuate their existence, to survive. Is Metian a living being? A good question. I can answer it from a theoretical standpoint, but it ultimately falls to the Bureau of the Architect to pass judgment. I mean, I would say so. Those with exceptional vision, such as Hythalodeus, may be able to ascertain her true nature. But to me, it doesn't matter. She is herself, and that is all I need to know. Oh, you finished already. I'm sorry, I was in the way. Not to worry, my dear. They missed nothing of note. And we still have plenty of work for them to observe. Next, we will head east to the Morning Dew. I need to speak with some observers there. Observe me observing the observers. Ah ha 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 ha! Jokes. He's got 'em. Alright, we get to make our way up to the next flying island. Let's not pull a Dark Souls and fall off the edge to oblivion. I'm bigger than you, for once. Ah, this fellow has been the talk of the Bureau. The combination of a carefree aspect and endless rows of fangs is strangely charming. Was there a guiding theme or any method to the madness that this is random assortment of features? It's adorable, but beware it sneezes. Hermings went flying once. You know what that means? Goomba time. Or Goobo time. Scroll. Oh, did it smile? We're gonna wait until it smiles. There we go. Oh my god, it has like shark teeth.
Amazing, is it not? The Ampelos, one of our newest subjects.
That's a lot easier to say. Ampelos, I can say that.
So, how are we coming along?
Quite. those flowers, and they're all golden.
This place is Elpis. Those flowers. Elpis.
Indeed.
Entelekis. Like me.
Okay. Emotional readers.
They are a product of Elpis, and so named for their birthplace. A happy accident, born of the hands of a former researcher who loved beautiful blossoms. Unique for how they change color, to reflect the emotional state of those nearby.
Pure bliss, apparently.
Though be it here or elsewhere, they are seldom seen in any hue save purest white.
Reflect the emotional state, you say? By what means do they achieve this?
In creation, there exists an energy wholly apart from ether, one driven by emotions. In like manner to how we manipulate ether, this flower is subject to the influence of said energy. While it has no will of its own, it is sensitive to the prevailing emotion in the vicinity, and reacts by altering its color and vibrancy.
Akasha? It is one of the unseen energies defined by Harnish alchemical theory. Though a gross oversimplification, some describe it as an essence influenced by feelings.
Akasha. Though I'm not familiar with the term, your description suggests it is the self-same energy.
Indeed.
Dynamis, we call it.
Okay.
And those entities like the Elpis flower that have the ability to interact with this energy, converting emotions into tangible phenomena, are Entelekis.
So there's a big bad Enteleki. That's what it is.
That's me! An Enteleki!
No! Oh, God! I think I know what's about to happen. I think I know what's going to happen. The Entelekis were corrupted. And that is the driving force of the end, the final days. And Metian is going to be the final boss. She's going to somehow end up being the final evolved form, the ultimate Enteleki somehow, during the end days, or the final days, or the first, if this hasn't already happened yet. And that's what's going to spark it. Something happens to cause her to drown in sorrow, and she's the spark. I say that because the way the rest of this expansion has been going, that would be par for the course.
That you are, my dear. And no ordinary one at that, but the first possessed of free will.
Exactly.
Wait. A form of energy other than ether? Dynamis? I've never heard of such a thing.
You have now.
Hardly surprising. Dynamis cannot be seen, much less felt. And though its existence has long been theorized, we had no proof until the flower's serendipitous creation. What's more, Dynamis is far weaker than ether. Under normal circumstances, its effects are drowned out by the latter. On account of which, beings comprised of and reliant upon the ether, like you and I, are unable to make practical use of Dynamis. 'Tis a truly esoteric thing, known to but a select few scholars.
Intriguing. Then, given the limitations you described, why create Meteon?
Wow.
Our star, Aetheris, is especially rich in ether, so much so that its name is derived from it. However, when we consider all energy in existence here and in the vast space beyond, Dynamis may account for as much as 68.3%.
Wow.
A more abundant form by far. Were we able to control it, we could open the door to limitless possibilities.
Well, that's good at least. That means she isn't going to be the... Okay, good. My theory is wrong. There's just some big, bad, scary rage monster that they accidentally tapped into. I can live with that. And it'll allow for future expansion.
Tis not unlike a gently flowing stream, unable to break through the dam of ether barring its path. But if we could imbue the stream with the vigor of a raging river...
Oh. You're asking for it, is what's happening. Oh, yeah. They brought about the end of days on their own.
Not that I have such grand ambitions. Nay. I merely wish to create a being that could traverse the great expanse.
It set us all up for doom.
The relative scarcity of ether beyond the bounds of this star was a concern. And so, I looked to another source of energy by necessity.
Smart. Try solar next time.
That being Dynamis. No wonder her ether is so thin.
Precisely.
Yours is thin too. Like an entelechy. Like me. So... are we the same? Entelecchies.
Well, I have been known to transcend my limits with nothing but determination. Do we want to dig at Emmett Selk? You know what? I want to see it.
Well, aren't we ungrateful? Mayhap I should revert you to the pathetic, faded thing you were.
Worth it.
A deficit of ether alone does not an entelechy make. It would, however, make it easier for you to interact with Dynamis. And limited though its influence may be, this quality could prove the difference between victory and defeat. You do well not to underestimate it.
Hero.
Oh dear. I'd forgotten about the poor fella. You must excuse me a moment while I go and verify a few more things.
Such as the last time it ate. It's an ambush predator because its eyes are facing the front.